Hey guys, it's Noel Monahan here, and I'm here to talk to you about the world water crisis. So basically, a lot of people just go out throughout their day, without even realizing how much water they waste, whether it be in a shower, running a sink, while they brush their teeth, or do anything while like washing dishes or watering the lawn where it doesn't need to be watered. And so, yeah, there's just a lot of things that you don't think about when you're thinking about how much of a finite resource water is to the human population. And so, basically, there's been the same amount of water as there's been since the dawn of time, since dinosaurs have walked the earth. And but the thing is, since like the human population just exploded, water's starting to get polluted, water's starting to get just contaminated with everything. And so when you think about it, there's a study by National Geographic where only 2.5% of the world's water is fresh water, and the rest is saline and ocean water. And so basically, out of that 2.5%, only 1% of that fresh water is accessible, easily at least. And so when you put all that together, only 0.007% of the Earth's fresh water is accessible to, 6.8 billion or more people nowadays? And that's just something that's crazy to think about. So going back down to that, just having that little bit of water to feed 6.8 billion people is just something that's really hard to grasp. And so that's where we get to the importance of water. So the importance of water is that it's life to everything. I mean, people need it. It's 60% of us, and animals need it, nature needs it, and everything. And so one thing that's really important about it is that humans have doubled their intake of water usage in the last century alone. And there's a study done by United Nations, and in 2025, about 1.8 billion people will be suffering from water scarcity. And if you just think about that, that's over a quarter of the Earth. And so basically, with the 5 people in the room right here, that's one of you guys, basically, that could be, struggling to find water on a daily basis. And so there's a study by Water Use It Wisely, and it just shows 100 different ways where you could save water easily on a daily basis. Like, for instance, you could, wash your dog on top of a spot of your lawn that needs to be watered, and it just gets that like 2 birds with 1 stone effect. And so the next thing that we come to is pollution. Pollution is it's just crazy in this world, honestly, and that's where I get my visual aid. Is just this water bottle right here. And in places like here in Tennessee where the tap water isn't the most trustworthy, people drink out of plastic water bottles, But so Biomass Packaging did a study, and about 8 million metric tons of plastic is in the ocean right now. And to think about that, that's a lot of contamination in the water and sea life and everything. And I mean, you need clean oceans to eat fish too, right? And so, it's a lot of people depend on water to live, basically, through animals, through being able to be hydrated and everything. So, and Seametrics did this study that showed 40% of the ocean, of the world's freshwater lakes, are unattainable to swim in, contain life of fish, and so it's just harder and harder to get people to be clean with their water. A study by All About Water shows that there are 783 million people without clean water in this world right now. And so 1 in 10 people, essentially, 1 in 9 people actually, are struggling to find water in this world. I mean, it might not be something that is so dire in the United States, but when it comes to countries like Africa and Asia, it's just a lot harder for those countries to find people that, can get clean water in the irrigational system. And so here are some solutions that you could do to, figure out the water crisis. Basically, recycling is a good way to do it. You can do simpler things like taking shorter showers, or not keeping the water running while you're brushing your teeth, or being quicker or more efficient when washing dishes. And so there's a lot of things there that you can really do to help out save water. So today you guys learned about the world water crisis that's going on, and the importance of it that is just extreme. Because I mean, in 7 years, from 1 to 10 people, 1 in 5 people are going to be having water scarcity. And so, mentioned before by Seametrics, all about water, National Geographic, United Nations, there's a lot of things that we need to do as soon as possible to help cure the world water crisis. And thank you for listening.